So, you know, I like to find cool shit in the Adam and Eve story, just because I like to, that's what everybody thinks is garbage. So, somewhere I heard that Adam was the most glorious being, and so I stuck that in my head. In my long journey alone, I was thinking about Adam before Eve. Mr. Adams hanging out with God. Hey, God, what's that? I don't know. Give it a name. And so, like Adam named everything, didn't he? And he was the most glorious being. So he's hanging out with God, all alone, and then comes Eve. Like I wrote a comic one. I was like, what did I say? Hey, dude, we gotta get you a companion, man. Dude, we gotta get you a companion. So the happy days before Eve. So that's what I think about. So I was like, hey, God, why don't you get us a new Eve, man? She's evil. So, how about I was thinking, it'd be cool to make a movie like Eve 2. Like Eve's the source of all evil. And then, let's just say, Adam gets to heaven. Right? Let's just say, a space alien, drops off a new Eve. It's like, hey, these women suck. They're the source of all evil. And then, there's a funny story because now Adam's the loser. It's like, oh my God, I'm the loser. Why is Adam the loser? I don't know. This would be a good science fiction. There's Terry recognizes the value of new ideas. You can make a movie about that. That's pretty epic. It's got potential. So, oh well. So, what are we talking about? So, Adam named stuff, right? And so I kept that little nugget in my head. Sometimes I want to try and make a victory for God, right? For the good guys, right? So, I tell people the most important thing in programming is naming. And as a matter of fact, I really spend a lot of time trying to name shit. There's a lot to naming as far as foreign words are kind of, you got to recognize them. Hey, this, it's important. This doesn't fit our language, I'm still, I don't know. Sometimes I think I need to lock Temple OS and say this is the final. Just fuck it. I think that's the sort of ending that it requires. It's just kind of it kind of is not done, but maybe I just call it done. I think that would be the expected, given my knowledge of how these things go. I think that's how it ends. Kind of yeah, I know. Well, that's it. So yeah, I was always planning. There's still a lot of that left over. It has its origins in printf and the C stuff. You could change some of those kind of sacred things. Or what's the word? God talked about the patina of old age or something. Patina of age. That's kind of I don't know how to put that. It's a big word. You're big boys. So it's the patina of. I got that from Chuck Swindoll. Okay, Chuck Swindoll was a Marine, so he goes in and he's like a god. He's like a god among all these midgets. He's like a Marine, goes into the seminary and got all these loser priests and Protestant no less. Protestants are actually inferior to begin with, and then priests are pretty much outcast, rejects and shit. So this Marine goes in there. It's holy fuck, I don't know, a double alpha male in among, I don't know, just a bunch of midgets or some midget reject. So where was I? So Wow, man, I can't tell you how impressed I am with Chuck Swindoll. Hey, what the fuck? So, like, that's pretty humbling. Terry, man, I don't think you're quite at his level, you know? Oh, shit. It's kind of like when I look at, like, Led Zeppelin and shit. It's like, you know, there's kind of a fundamental difference here. I guess it's similar to, hey, man, and maybe, like, maybe you're like you're like, just not like a rabbit. A rabbit hops, it doesn't swim, you know, etc. So I do my thing. And what am I, the funny man? So like, I think, you know, perhaps, you know, some people say I'm a hilarious drunk. So, what does that mean? Maybe it gets you out of fights, keeps morale high. I don't know. Fuck it. Maybe it's like, maybe it's underrated. Did you ever think of that, Terry? You know, like you got the Star Trek. What they got that robot like Data, right? And like he's got lore, and like the one thing they couldn't teach the robots, like humor or some shit. I don't know, but so beauty is a you don't hear a lot of discussion about beauty in AI circles. I don't think. You know, like I look at those Native American beadworks. Wow, man. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I particularly like. It's not easy to make something. You sit down and draw some shit, man. It comes out ugly, man. It's not easy, and like the whole concept of like beauty, you know, and that's pretty deep, you know, and it's also a beautiful thing that humans have an innate sense of beauty, of design, and of music and stuff. Plus, it's pretty, you know, it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's good, you know. There's no nightmares there, man. It's not like, what if somebody makes the ultimate beautiful thing? It's like, well, that's cool. Like, what could go wrong? I know. That's an interesting thought. What if you make something too beautiful and like destroys the world? I don't know. It's strange. Hey, there's a new prop. There's a new. Yeah, I'm like you know, like these blockbusters and shit, man. It's like, you know, like Jurassic Park. There's some of these are like one-time epic. What do you call them? Real estate. What the fuck they call those? Real estates or some shit. You know. Oh no, the world destroyed by something too beautiful. You know, like an idea like, well, whatever. Okay, so sounds pretty epic to me. So like anyway, so what are we gonna talk about? You know, okay, so oh no, that's the new dystopia of Terry's world. Something too beautiful like destroys the world. I don't know how that happens. So where was I? Yeah, I think the most beautiful thing I can think of is the King Arthur story. I don't really remember anything more beautiful. So, God's favorite national anthem is Latvia, and go listen to it. Terry, why don't you play it? Oh, do I have to? Okay. So, some people don't. Okay, so humility is the fairest flower. Put it on display and it instantly wilts. I'm sick of it. Terry, you're not humble. Yeah, whatever. So go listen to it, eh? So, I was thinking about the A1 Abrams tank, right? So like it's designed, and then like the A1 Abrams. I was like looking at it, and they redid the turret, like they made a bigger turret. And I was going, oh man, like as an engineer, so like they designed a chassis for like one size turret, and then they like changed the turret. I'm going, oh fuck, man, it wasn't really designed for that. So it's like some kind of Frankenstein thing. And God said He doesn't like perfect. So Mr. Terry, why don't you just say, fuck it, Temple OS is done? Because like I don't know, Simon didn't say that, did he? He doesn't like perfect. Whatever that means. So